So one quick thing about what you're about to watch. We'll be seeing the game in action with our two-player, and there will be a bar in the bottom which measures the distance between the two-player during the whole time. Every time Mathieu does something, throws a kick, shoots a takedown, we will drop a little mark on the bar so that the gauge fills in while you watch. Once in a while, I will slow the footage down so we can look a moment up close. For your information, the distance on the bar is measured in meters, and it is calculated from foot to foot from the base each fighter is standing on. So when Mathieu throws a push kick, for example, we measure the distance between the foot that is still on the ground and the foot of his opponent that is closest to the camera. So we take the leg that stays planted, and for the other guy, we take the foot that is down on the mat that is closest to the camera. So we're not measuring the distance between the chest or the reach, just where each of them is planted. And this is for a reason. So the camera that you saw first is seeing the mat from an angle. And from that angle, a meter looks big up close and small far away. So to fix that, we had to calibrate that one camera. We measured known points on the mat, then worked out the mat with AI to turn any pixel on the mat into its real spot on the floor. So the moment a foot touches the mat, we know exactly where it is in meters. That's how we get the true distance between the two fighters without the perspective fooling us. This only works for what's on the floor, which is why we track the feet. But there is a trade-off, and it is that when a fighter's stance is very wide, picking one foot instead of the center of the other one can shift the number by the width of his stance. So that's 30 to 50 centimeters. That's a bit of noise in the exact distance, but we apply the same rule to both guys on every strike. So it should not bias the comparison between Mathieu's actions. It just adds a little slack to the raw number. We also measure both players' limbs, so their arms and their lengths, so we knew what distance was between them when their limbs were at full extension and touching. And as you are seeing it right now, the bar has two colors. Blue is kicking range and orange is shooting wrestling range, where a takedown gets launched from. In between, there's a small gap, and that's what we would call the brink. We are interested in how they treat that particular gap. Right now, you see that the dot is mostly in the blue part of the gauge. Mathieu is in the kicking range and he's kicking, but look where he's standing. He's near the closest distances of the whole round. He's not out in the middle. He comes in to kick and he kicks a lot, but he goes in and out constantly. Most of the time, no one's touching anything. They're just feeling each other, and that's normal. We're watching the gap between the two ranges, and when the distance crosses the gap, and it crosses fast, that's where action resides. That's where a fight can end very quickly.